Hi, welcome to another edition of GamingNight. Tonight I'll be talking about a game that might fit the Halloween spirit for those of you, especially if you're into like zombies. This game is Zombies by Twilight and Creations. This is the director's cut version. I modded the box so I could fit all my stuff in here. The game is run by you placing these tiles on the board. These make the landscape of your game. And you have some that have buildings. They tell you how many you put inside the building, how many life tokens, and stuff like that. So that's where you're trying to get to these buildings to get items and stuff like that. And you have the helipad, which is what you're trying to get to, and be the one that gets to the middle of the helipad and win the game. The other objective you can get is to kill 25 zombies and win the game. So with that being said, your games can take anywhere from maybe 10 minutes to hours and hours, depending on how many expansions you have, how far in the game you want to get to it. Because if you start adding expansions, it's going to take longer. If you have more players, it's going to take longer. Roughly, you expect somewhere around 2 to 3 hours plus if you're putting the helipad at the bottom. But if you mix it anywhere in the middle, you can get shorter games. But even with moving the helipad doesn't always mean you're going to get a shorter game, because when you die, you lose half your zombie count. So getting those 25 zombies isn't always easy to do. And besides the tiles, what thrives the games are these cards. And these cards do everything from helping you to like moving zombies out of your way, to giving you weapons and items to help you on your game, to doing things that will help mess your opponents up. Like for example, it's hard being you. Play this card after your opponent has just lost his last life token. Take one weapon or item of your choice that is and play in front of that opponent before they are discarded. You can do something like that to them. Or you can make zombies reappear after they get killed. Now, the stipulation with this now is, unlike some games where you can play multiple cards per game, you can only play one card per round. So you have to decide whether you want to help yourself or mess your opponents up. So that's the balance. Now, in order to get an item like, say, an axe or something, it'll say play in this building when you get in this building. So in order to actually play the item in front of you, you have to make your way to that building if it's on there. So you may have a card in your hand that says get to the guns and ammo shop. And if that's not on the board, that's a card that you have in your hand that's worthless to you at the time. So you got to decide, do you want to discard that to get a new card, or you want to keep that card? So there's that balance. You always have to decide what you want to do, what's more important to you. Usually you're most likely going to be messing your opponents up, but then sometimes you just get the right card at the right time, you can get to the building. But mostly when you try to get to this building, it's a bad choice. Now, then you have the zombies. Now, speaking of zombies, you're going to have to go online and get more of these because they don't give you enough. So that's a con of the game. And so it's a fun game, but it's really, combat's really simple. You roll 1d6. 4s or better kills the zombie. If you don't get a 4 or better, you can opt to spend one of your bullet tokens to go up to raise the dice roll to +1, up to how many bullet tokens you have. Or you just lose a life token and keep doing it. But the combat doesn't end until either it's dead or you're dead. So either whatever comes first. Now, if you move into a zombie space, battle immediately starts on your turn. So if some zombies move and it's not your turn, there's no combat. Combat is on your turn. So you first combat any zombies in your space, and then you move on. There can only be one zombie in the space that you're at, unless it's a zombie dog. You can have 2 of those. That's an expansion, Zombies 4. Now, this game pokes fun at stuff like Evil Dead, so if you're a fan of zombie games and zombies in general, you might like this one, but it's really simplistic. It's not going to be a game you're going to play for a long time, a lot. You're going to play every once in a while because it's kind of more of a beer and pretzel game. If you're looking for a more thematical game, more gaming dripping with theme and story, I'd recommend Last Night on Earth over this one. I like both of these, but as I play Last Night on Earth, to me this one's not as good as Last Night on Earth, because Last Night on Earth they have scenarios, you have characters that are specifically created. These are just the characters in here are just generic, but it's still a fun game. So it's just a game you're not going to play all the time. But then again, any game you don't want to play every day anyways. But this one does seem a lot of game time play. I usually get this when I had some buddies over, and especially my friend Steve, he liked the game. It just took a long time, but he did enjoy it. It was the first game that we played that we brought over there. That was a board game over his house, and we had a pretty good time with it. So just keep in mind that you need a big decent sized space. We used a queen size bed to actually play the game on because of the fact that there's no pattern where the pieces can go, so you're expanding. And I do recommend using a felt mat or something to keep the cards from sliding. We use like a felt cover. So, but anyways, this game is fun. It's not high recommended by me because it's not my favorite game, but I do enjoy it. And if you're looking for something just simple and fun to play, I recommend it. But if you're looking for something more deep, seek elsewhere. So, thanks for watching, and you have a nice evening.